Well, you're doing a good job of it because even with like the Fantastic Beast movies, which I have a couple questions about it as well. Um, First off, just again, like landing that too, being in something that's so magnificent, like they did a good job with the Fantastic Beast movies as well. I'm a big fan of Harry Potter, and I'm glad they're doing more movies with that universe, right? I just love the whole thing of it. Um, was it like nostalgic for you just to even be a part of these movies? Like, did you grow up watching Harry Potters and thinking like that one day you're gonna be a part of something that's like that?
I never like I never even thought I would be able to be part of the Harry Potter universe because everyone's British, you know. It's like
See, that's the thing too. That's the thing too.
yeah, like I never even would even imagine. Like here's the thing.
Yeah.
When I was having like a lull in my career before Fantastic Beasts, I wished on a star. I literally needed a miracle. I wished on a star, a magical star on New Year's.
It's a little fairy tale.
Yeah, and a blue fairy came down. And no, I had this tradition on New Year's where I wish on a star 10 minutes before New Year's. That year, I had my second daughter coming into the world, and I really needed like a miracle. And the wish was to be part of, you know, there's so many like classy franchises going on right now. I would love to just be part of it, just part of one of these things. And in my head, I was hoping for Star Wars because that's my jam. You know, I love Star Wars.
I love Star Wars, yeah.
And so literally like the next month, I got the audition for Fantastic Beasts, and I was like, okay, that's a good franchise. I'll take that. Yeah, that was the whole process. You know, had to earn that one too. Like, yeah, it's and then once I was in it and watching the movies again, reading the books with my daughters and stuff, and just being like, man, this is some lovely material. And yeah, I'm very proud, very proud to be part of this the Wizarding World.
The Wizarding World.
Like the third one, we just did the third one, and
yeah,
I was in Hogwarts, man. I got to eat breakfast in Hogwarts. You know,
how cool was that? I know when I watched it, I saw that scene when you're sitting there with that kid.
Yeah.
So like sitting on that table, you must have been like, oh my god,
I want to be a wizard. I was like, yeah, I couldn't, like, I'm sitting there with all the different houses. The kids are during their lunch period, and like, I was like, this is so cool. And the eggs were good. They were good. I mean, I really enjoyed it. Very good. Like, if they're magical, like, how are they?
Yeah.
They better be good. Yeah, that was really cool, man. That was like, just that great hall, you know, those scenes in the movie with the sorting hat and all that. It's like, oh man, it's very, very nostalgic. Reminds me when I was a kid, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's cool.
That's cool, man. Well, I'm not sure if you've seen any reviews about your character, but it's recognized as one of, if not the best in the whole series. I'm not even just saying that. You have to actually search it if you do. I'm not sure if you have already, but it is because, for one, you're just hilarious in it, and second, you're the most relatable out of all the characters, right? You're just this nomad, as they call it in this franchise, just navigating through all these crazy scenarios that are happening with Newt Scamander and everybody. But in your opinion, what are your favorite aspects of the character? Like, why do you feel like you connect to it so much?
Oh my God. Yeah, he very special to me. You know, he's from New York. Literally has his bakery on Rivington Street, which is like where my great grandfather had his bakery. It was crazy. Like, I'm literally stepping into my ancestors' shoes.
Wow.
And when I came on set and I saw the bakery there, and you know, they built New York. You know, they built New York streets in the middle of Leavesden in London, you know, North London, and I'm just like, what the? I felt like I was in a time warp, and what a gift that is to be able to do that, man. Like, anytime I'm I'm shooting on that set, I'm just like, wow, this is very special. And yeah, very close to that character. I mean, he's like the purest, greatest. Like he went to through World War One and survived, man. Like
Yeah.
the tough cookie, that baker. Yeah, and hopefully I'd like to make more. I really would. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. So you said like it was your grandfather that owned the bakery, or your grandparents that owned the bakery back in the day?
My grandfather was Fogler's famous pumpernickel. That's what his deal was
That's
back in
awesome.
the 1900s, like early 1900s, 1910. You know,
That's
it's
awesome.
like literally, I'm literally stepping into his shoes. It's very strange.
That's awesome. My last question is just I wanted to know what your experiences was like working with Johnny Depp, because I know he was in the prior Fantastic Beasts, and I just wanted to hear your opinion working with him.
Yeah, man. Yeah, he was only super cool to me. He was very, very lovely. We Crimes of Grindelwald was like the closest I got to work with him. Basically,
Yeah.
I was in the amphitheater with Queenie, and he's in the center, you know, conducting everything. And that was really cool, super cool. Yeah, I just had a few moments with him. The coolest was he had like a warming tent right off the studio, like right out of the studio. So for like you take a break, and he was like, "Hey man, you wanna hang out in the tent?" And I was like, "Yes, of course." And I sat in that tent with him, sweating my balls off with like the layers and layers of clothing on. I was just like, "I don't care. I'm sweating. I'm hanging out.
I'm taking it. I don't care.
I'm hanging out with Johnny." And he was just cool, you know. And he had his guitar, and I just remember it was just so surreal with his eye. He had like the different color eye and the white hair, and he looks like Grindelwald. And he's like, "Hey man, you want to hear a song?" And I was like, "Sure, yes."
All right.
You know, like whatever, you know.
Yeah, he's one hell of a musician, man. He's a great musician.
He is, but there's nothing like hearing a song from Johnny while he's dressed like Grindelwald.
That is,
yeah. Only good times.
That's great, man. Well, I want to thank you, Dan, for being on the show today. It was an honor and a pleasure. I apologize we went over time a bit, but it was nothing but great times with you today, man. So I appreciate you coming on.
Up and at them!
Up and at them!
Up and at them! Up and at them! Okay, whatever. Thanks, Dan. Appreciate it, bro.
Thanks, man.
Talk to you soon. Take it easy.